Hey friends, Dave here with Transfer Express, and today we're going to cover some of the top heat transfer tips from the team here at Stahls Transfer Express. We are always happy to share our knowledge and help you print frustration-free and, of course, save some cash while you're at it. Now, while we'll cover some screen printed transfer and Transfer Express specific tips, the majority of what we're going to dive into today is going to be incredibly useful regardless of what you are printing with your heat press. We've got a lot to get into, so let's jump right in. If you are new to Transfer Express, we are the world's largest supplier of screen printed and digital heat transfers, heat presses, free customizable designs, wholesale apparel, and expert advice to help grow your t-shirt business. If you haven't already subscribed, we are kicking out new videos like this one every single week. For beginners all the way up to seasoned heat printing pros, we are all still up for learning something new every single day. Let's start it off with tip number one. Now, tip number one, always order a couple extra transfers or bump up to the next price break. It's going to give you extras to use for testing in case of maybe a mess up, or they're also super handy to have on hand if a customer asks for a couple more shirts, which happens personally to me way more often than I'd like to admit, but it's really helpful to have those. Just jumping into the pricing calculator here on transferexpress.com, you can see with goof-proof and a standard sheet selected, let's pop in 6 quantity with a 1 color print. Now with our Easy Prints pricing, it's $9.64 per sheet or $57 total. Now with just a bump up to 12, the next quantity break, you could see that we dropped down to just $5.21 per sheet. So just for under $5 more, and we've doubled our entire order of transfers. Of course, here at the low end of the pricing structure, this is much more pronounced, and a huge bonus of using the EasyView Online Designer is that we'll actually let you know when you could save money by increasing your quantity. So say here at 16 quantity, the designer will warn you at the bottom here on the right that you could actually pay less to order more. Save $13 off the total price and get 2 extra sheets? Yes, please. Tip number 2, gang sheets. Now when ordering custom screen printed transfers or ultracolor soft or stretch, fill the entire sheet. Since pricing is by the sheet on these transfer types, use all of that extra space that you can for things like inside shirt tags, staff shirts, or perhaps even like an idea that you could pitch to a prospective customer. It's all free printing at that point, right? Another idea is to use that extra space for some specials to test the market. Add an idea or any artwork to the sheet, post a mock-up of it on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok as a limited quantity special edition, and watch it go. Sometimes this bonus printing can end up paying for the entire sheet in just a few orders. Talk about value. It's also nice to try to leave yourself at least a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch between all of your artwork elements so that you could easily and quickly cut the images out with just scissors. Which brings us to tip number 3, the Transfer Selector tool. Here at Transfer Express, we've got quite the selection of heat transfers that you could choose from. From goof-proof to Elastiprints, glitter, pearl, ultracolor, or puff, even CAD prints, and those reflective transfers. There's a transfer for every single project. Not sure which one is right for you? Check out the Transfer Selector tool at transferexpress.com to help you make the best product choice in just seconds. By answering like what fabric type you're printing on, how many colors are in your design, what quantity, we can recommend the best choice for your project. This feature is available 24/7. Just click on the Help Center at the top of the homepage and navigate down here right to choosing a transfer type. It is worth a note that while we have tons of different transfer types, goof-proof screen printed transfers have been the best seller for over 30 years. It looks, wears, washes, and feels exactly like a traditional screen printed t-shirt. It is the same exact plastisol inks that the leading t-shirt print shops use. We just take care of all the inks, emulsions, screens, and messy cleanup so you don't have to. With a 4 to 6 second application and a hot peel, it's also one of the fastest transfers on the planet. Tip number 4, shipping groups. Now, all orders placed at the same time and/or shipping on the same day automatically will get grouped to ship together, so you only pay for one shipping fee. If you're not in a hurry, save your order in the cart until another project comes along so you could group them together and order them both at the same time. That's going to save you on shipping because you'll only pay for one shipping charge for multiple orders. Now, this is great advice when you want to pick up any small tools too, like mouse pads or those color selector swatch books, or even something like a marketing kit or an application kit. They'll all ship together for one flat fee. Here at Transfer Express, we ship all of our transfers in what we affectionately call our pizza boxes. Now, these are reinforced boxes that ensure your transfers arrive to you without damage from transit. And sure, poly mailers and envelopes are cheaper, but nothing hurts more than missing your customer's deadline because your transfers got damaged en route to you. Our $15 flat rate shipping covers 2-day maximum transit times to anywhere in the continental United States, bumping your order to priority air for just the price of ground shipping. Tip number 5. Our final ordering tip, measure twice and print once. Measuring and double checking your dimensions before ordering your transfers is an absolute must. For regular t-shirt orders, you want to be sure you size the graphic to fit on the smallest piece of apparel you are printing. Printing on tote bags, specialty items like onesies or polos, measure the distance between seams or obstructions like buttons or snaps, and try to stay at least a ½ inch away from any of those. Also, be sure it will fit completely on your heat press. So say if you have our 9x12 craft press for at-home printing and decorating, be sure to size your transfers no larger than what will fit. An EasyView online designer, it's super simple to check the size of your artwork and even resize as needed. Over here on the left-hand side, you'll see the width and the height pop up anytime you have artwork selected. You could easily adjust it here by just typing in a new value, or even by dragging the corner of the transform box around the artwork. You'll see as we scale the art that the dimensions on the left-hand side update in real time. Tip number 6. We're now on to those application tips. My number 1 tip to anybody heat printing is just follow the instructions that are included with your transfers. Not all heat transfers are created equal, and you'll find switching different transfer types will require different temperatures, different press times, and even different peels, hot, warm, or cold. Every order includes a details sheet with the proper instructions for your transfer type. In many cases, like this goof-proof sheet right here, you'll see that there's even instructions for what fabric type you're printing on, whether it be cotton or 100% polyester. Now, properly setting your press up should always be the first step to printing shirts for smooth, frustration-free printing and awesome application. Tip number 7, evenly loading a t-shirt onto the heat press. Now, when loading a t-shirt onto your heat press, make sure that not only the collar and the top seams are aligned to the center and the top of the platen, but also make sure that the bottom part of the shirt is centered onto the platen as well. Now, you could do this by quickly checking the amount of fabric on each side to ensure it's even too. Now, you could do this at the sleeves or at the seam at the bottom of the sleeve in that armpit area, or if your garment is side seamed, you could even trace the seams down to the back side of the platen. Now, this is very important for proper positioning and placement because regardless of how you're aligning your graphic, without a shirt loaded straight onto the press, your alignment is going to be off, crooked, or skewed. Tip number 8, the 3-finger rule. While we are talking about placement and positioning, an industry technique used by most screen printers and print shops is the 3-finger rule. Now, while everybody's finger sizes do differ, most center chest graphics should start 1.5 to 3 inches below the collar, or 3 fingers. This is used for super simple center chest placements on the majority of crew neck garments. Now, as you can see here, even using a transfer placement ruler that's included in our brand new application kit at transferexpress.com, that 3 fingers is just about the same distance as the ruler here. Keeping the graphic high here reduces the dreaded belly print, or placing the graphic too low so it's no longer on the chest, but more on the abdomen. Now, adding on to this tip, on V-neck garments, do not use the 3-finger rule. You'll want to place the graphic right up to the bottom of the V, just about a ½ inch away to avoid pressing over that collar seam. For our final tip here, we have to mention raising the print area to avoid seams and other obstructions when you are printing. Something as simple as a mouse pad can help you achieve the medium to firm pressure needed while raising the print area above any obstructions that may impact your print. If the entire transfer is not receiving the same amount of pressure, you may have some application issues, or the transfer may not last that 50+ wash-dry cycles that we specifically test them for. A heat press pillow may work for some lower pressure applications with, say, heat transfer vinyl, but they're too soft for many screen printed transfers, not to mention any zippers or buttons that may melt when they do come in contact with the heating element on your press. Definitely something you want to avoid on, say, polos or onesies. Now, do you have a heat printing tip of your own? Share it with us in the comments section below, and be sure to subscribe here to our Transfer Express YouTube channel. We're always dropping new videos to help you and your t-shirt business grow. But until next time, I'm Dave. Happy pressing.